Welcome back everybody again. Today I am back with Chessformer with chess pieces of gravity, and so let's begin. Alright, so we have done our first 10 levels, so let's go to level 11. Right, so we have pawns, so they can go 2 squares in the first turn to help their king escape. Actually, I can move them on top of this pawn and then over here. Now this pawn advances and helps the king to this pawn. Now this pawn advances the king as well and takes it. At level 12, ooh, this is where I get more problems. So let me see. So I guess the knight can do the job by here, and then I think the pawns could advance to help the rook actually go over, and then this knight can go on top of the rook and then continue the journey. So that was actually more interesting. Level 30. Oh, we have a queen. So I do think we need a queen on this rank. Therefore here, and I didn't need it from inside. Maybe, how do I get there in the first place? Oh, wait a minute. I do think I'll drop the queen down and then up and then over. I'm gonna place the queen there and then that's it. Level 13 done. Level 14. Alright. We have a queen and knight. So I do think the knight can do it because the queen has nowhere to do it. Alright. So for now, I do think the queen has to have the knight stand on the queen and then go around. Then the queen, I think, goes and helps the knight again. And then we need it again. So now the knight can go there. Now the queen can drop down over. Knight drops on the queen, takes the king. Level 15. Oh, we have a ascending pawn. Alright, I think it will promote. Yeah, it does promote. Right, I'll pick a queen as it could be helpful. Right, now the king starts stepping through for the queen to enter in. Then this knight can go on top of the queen and take. Level 16. Oh, we have to free the rook. So I guess the bishop has to free the rook. Where the pawn is sent in, promotes into a queen. Let the rook goes in. And save the rook again. So I guess I'll actually do it with it. Yeah, the rook drops and goes over. Now this queen could be more useful as it can go in, then over, and then around. Ooh! Level 20. Oh, there's a key! Alright, so I do think the rook takes the king and the bishop takes the key. Alright. With that, I need the rook on the bishop, then over. Okay, so the bishop goes on the rook and then on this. The rook goes on the platform or trapdoor, bishop falls down, then over on the rook's head, then goes on top and takes the key. Now I think the bishop will be over, so the rook can actually come in and take the king. Yeah, that's right. Level 18. Oh, we have 2 trapped bishops and a pawn ascending. So I guess the rook needs to help the bishops. Now the rook can go all the way over. Now these bishops can go over and the rook finally advances, takes the key. I guess this pawn will promote to a knight, right? Because there is a knight movement. And yes, I do think it will be a knight. Because when it drops down, goes on top, goes on top, goes on top, and takes the king. At level 90, oh, that's a lot of keys and locks. So, the key corresponds to all locks, and this is impossible. So, actually, the king is going nowhere because there is nowhere to go. So, actually, the bishop can go, and then the rook advances. Actually, wait, helps the bishop. Now the bishop can come from above, and the final stage is rook here on top of the bishop. Yes, that's. Now the rook can come in, come over the bishop's head, and then take 3. Oh, there's a button. So the door's only open when someone occupies the button and closes when it leaves. So I guess the rook will jump on the king's head and then on the door and then take the key. So now the rook can go on the king. So then now the rook is on the button and now the king goes all the way over. The rook doesn't need a button, but it also needs the king. So the rook can go there, then now steps on the king and goes there. Actually, wait. Now the king can climb in and take. Right, so there are actually 24 levels. So I'll do the final 4 levels in the next video. So I hope you will all have fun. And that's all for today. Bye.